Hello everyone, my name is Nate Cap and welcome to the 7th episode of Outcasting, where I'm sharing bits of science towards freedom. And today I decided to come out here in the beautiful physical nature and hang out right next to this cool little creek, right next to the river. And I just wanted to share with you something really important, and that is the importance of defining words and being more clear in the meaning of words. Now, if you're somebody who has ever tried to convey something really important to other people, then I'm pretty sure that if you were being clear in what you were conveying to them, you probably were received pretty well, right? But if you're not clear in what you're saying, then you're probably not going to be understood. And you're not going to reach anybody. So it's very important to be clear with our definitions. And a definition is a statement of exact or true meaning of a word, right? It's an accurate description of a word or an object or an image. And the more accurate our definitions are of words and concepts, then the more clarity of the meaning there will be. And therefore we'll have a better understanding of what it is that we're speaking of. So it is so important to understand not only words and their definitions, but also understand where do words come from. So words, if you're trying to understand the origin of words and where they're derived from, you have to look into the derivation or etymology of the word. And the etymology is about getting back to the inception of the word. Where does it originally start from? And then the history. That's what the etymology is. It's the history of the word. And as you will see when you look into the etymology of a word, you will see that word, especially the English language, is derived mostly from Latin or Greek or Hebrew or Sanskrit or German or French, and the list goes on. But the etymology is so important when trying to discover the truth. And the word etymology is really important to understand the etymology of as well, because the word etymology comes from the Greek etymon, which means actual or true, and the word logos, meaning word. And that means that etymology is actually the study of the true meaning of the origin of words. So that's really important to understand. Now, to understand the origin of words is so important in a world where words can be obfuscated to mean something else. And if you're not familiar with obfuscation, obfuscation is a way to confuse words to make us believe that they mean something else. And it's really about the dominators of this world, the authorities of this world, the people who think they're the authorities of others, who obfuscate words on purpose to make us believe that they mean something that they actually don't. So They do this by the manipulation of our media, and they do this by the manipulation of our public schooling especially. So some of the words that are obfuscated, that are skewed, that are, meant to confuse us are words like apocalypse and anarchy and occult. And these three words I'm sharing are words of freedom. They're words of truth. And that's why they're so important. Okay, so there's a lot of words they obfuscate. I mean, here's the thing. If words are obfuscated, it means that they are very important words to pay close attention to. Okay? Because if we're ignorant of these words, then we're not going to have clarity of what they truly mean. Now, apocalypse, most people think apocalypse means the end of the world or the end of life as we know it. And the word apocalypse comes from the Greek apo, which means off or away from, and kalyptine, which means conceal or to cover. So apocalypse is about moving the cover away from something or to unveil something, right? And typically, truth is what is veiled. It's veiled in lies. So whatever is under the cover is the truth, okay? So to uncover something is to uncover that which is. And that's what the apocalypse truly means, is the great unveiling. And another highly obfuscated word, the other word that I mentioned, is anarchy. Now, anarchy, most people think it means chaos. Most people think it means people running through the streets and breaking things and setting things on fire and all that crazy nonsense. But the word is so important to see where it comes from. So the word actually comes from the Greek an, which means without, and archon, meaning rulers. So it simply means without rulers. And that also means to be sovereign and not be governed by others, to not be controlled by others, okay? And that doesn't mean, no rulers does not mean no rules, because we have to have rules. Rules are what we use as principles to harmonize with each other on this planet. So the other word that is highly obfuscated is the word occult. And the word occult, most people think it means evil. Anytime that I've ever asked somebody what they think the occult or occult means, they say either evil or a cult. And that's just because they, hear what they want to hear or hear what they think they know. And I say it very clearly. I say occult. So people still will say a cult and not even recognize that they're mispronouncing the word. But the word occult comes from the Latin word occultare. And occultare means to conceal or to hide. So occult just simply means hidden. And the occult is a very, very deep subject. It is a very vast subject. And all of these words that I just described are very important to know and understand very deeply, because they are words of freedom. So, not necessarily apocalypse, but, apocalypse is very important because it's about the fact that we live in the age of information, so the truth has been completely unveiled, but most people are running from the truth. So this is so important that we recognize how to define words and not be ignorant of the obfuscation, not be ignorant of the lack of clarity, and to educate ourselves, because it's our own individual personal responsibility to educate ourselves and be aware of the way in which we are manipulated through the use of words. So that's all I'm going to share for today, guys. But if you have found value in what I'm sharing today, you can go to you can like, you can share, subscribe. I see my camera's about to die. I didn't realize it wasn't charged. But anyway, so, I don't really, I appreciate the comments and likes and all that stuff, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm really just looking to get this information out. That's all that matters. And if you want to further your education and, make your library, your inner library bigger, you can go to Cubbyhole, cubbyhole.com, and listen to the podcast starting at 1 and working your way forward. And if you want to see more of what I'm talking about, I actually started a blog on Telegram under Outcasting with Nate Cap. That's where you can find me. And I'm just blogging and sharing my videos, and I'm just kind of testing the water on there. I'm not sure how long I'll do it, but I just feel like it's the best way for me to get some things off my chest and get this information out there a little better. And yeah, that's it, guys. So I will see you guys again soon.